The rest stop. I'd stepped out to clear my head. Lunch with a view of the street, a walk through the botanical garden, a detour through the arcade quarter. The usual way of reclaiming a gray office afternoon. On the way back, I stopped at a transit rest stop, one of the hyperspace relay stations that had become ordinary infrastructure over the past decade. Step through the panel, emerge somewhere across the city. The kind of thing you stopped thinking about after the first few hundred uses. I approached my home panel and entered the destination code. The exit didn't open. Instead, text crept across the surface. Connection to transit network lost. Service will be restored shortly. Please remain calm. A heavy-set man with a mustache was standing at the next panel. He touched it and looked at me. Looks like we're stuck. A woman came quickly from the waiting area. What does that mean, stuck? What happened? Something broke. The panels aren't working. What do you mean, not working? Where is the service staff? Are we just supposed to sit here? For now, yes, the man said with a resigned shrug. If the fault is on the network side, we wait for repairs. If it's local, they'll need to send equipment and run a location scan. A scan? The woman turned sharply. You said scan. What does that mean? If we're not broadcasting a return signal, they have to sweep hyperspace for us, then approach from one direction and open a link manually. They might not find us? They'll find us. It just takes longer. A younger woman had drifted over from one of the seating areas. The first woman kept moving from panel to panel, pressing surfaces, getting the same crawling message each time. This is absolutely unacceptable. I have things to get back to. She spun toward me. This is your fault. I saw you at the panels first. You broke them. I only entered my destination code. That's what everyone does, the man said mildly. Outrageous! I'm filing a complaint. What are we supposed to do in here? Watch films? That's roughly the situation, yes. Or tea. The dispensers are still running. Anything that runs on the rest stop's local power. Oh, wonderful. Trapped in a rest stop, watching films. I'll be suing them for every minute of this. We checked the stasis units, found them offline. They required active network connection to function. The woman's name was Claire. The man with the mustache was Marcus. The younger woman was Vera. We moved to the lounge and ran through some short programs on the screen. Nothing current, no live feeds, but the archive was deep. Claire made one more sweep of the panels, declared them all equally useless, and eventually sat down. Soft music played from somewhere in the walls, and thin floral scents circulated through the ventilation. Then Claire stood up mid-episode. Quiet. Listen. Do you hear that? Turn it off. Do you hear it? Is someone coming for us? Footsteps. From the direction of the women's bathroom. Marcus shook his head. There are no transit panels in there. Could there be an emergency access? A service entrance? None. And we've been facing the entry arches the whole time. If anyone had come through, we'd have seen them. But we would have heard an announcement if the network had restored. She said it very quietly. There's nobody in there. I checked. Every stall. And then Vera walked in from the hallway. Vera, who had been sitting in the chair next to me. The woman who came through the door and the woman in the chair stared at each other. Both made the same sound. Both raised their hands to their heads in the same motion. Claire made a smaller sound beside me. A sister? Marcus offered. No, said the Vera in the chair very fast. No. I don't have a sister. I never had one. Neither do I, said the Vera who'd come in from the hallway. She sat down on the floor against the far wall, looking at her counterpart with open distress. Same clothes, Claire observed. Marcus looked between them carefully. When did you step away? Just now. I only went for a moment. What were we watching when you left? The episode where the father decides to go to the conference. Or where he's already talking to the colonel. They spoke over each other, offering slightly different answers, both certain. We need to rewatch from the beginning, Marcus said. Audio off. Rewind. You want us to stare at a comedy program while something out there is deciding what to do with us? We need to establish a timeline. Audio off. Start. Both Veras eventually agreed on the same moment of departure. They had both left at the same time. One had returned a few minutes before the other. A spatial anomaly, Marcus said. Hyperspace sometimes produces them at intersection points. Parallel instances, brief overlaps. It doesn't necessarily mean... What do I do? The second Vera asked from the floor. If you repair the network, does the anomaly close? Will I be able to go home? It's worth trying, Marcus said. Going back through the same point, if the overlap is still open. What if I end up somewhere worse? That's possible, but staying is also a risk. The first Vera put a note on the bathroom door, so whoever emerged from whichever stall would see a clear indicator. The second Vera disappeared and reappeared several times over the next hour, each time more frustrated. We wished her luck. She kept trying. Claire, meanwhile, had found a new crisis. I need to use the facilities, and there is no force in the universe that will make me go in there unaccompanied. I'm asking you, she addressed Marcus, to stand at the entrance and make sure no one goes in while I'm there. No one. I don't care which one she is. Marcus stood in the hallway entrance with his phone. I sat with the first Vera and watched the screen. 15 minutes passed. Marcus called in. No answer. Called again. Nothing. She may need help, he said. She'll be delighted to see me, Vera said flatly, but her face had gone tense. I don't want to go in there. Marcus looked at me. I followed him into the hallway. The occupied stall showed green on the sensor panel, but no answer to knocking, no answer to calling her name. Marcus activated the manual override, the emergency release that could be blocked only by an active, conscious occupant deliberately holding the mechanism. It released without resistance. He eased the door open. Claire's shoes sat centered on the floor, red and precise, like something placed in a museum case. We checked every other stall, the shower, came back to the lounge and told Vera. She didn't say anything for a moment. The second Vera had come back, settled into a chair, and was watching the screen with an expression I couldn't parse. What happened to her? The first Vera asked. I don't know, Marcus said. Is it the anomaly? Did she get taken the way I? Maybe. We don't know enough about what we're dealing with. Or the anomaly isn't a spatial one, she said. What if something is using it? Something that needed to study us first, so it took Claire to learn. And now, she stopped herself. I don't know. I'm guessing. So am I, Marcus said. What I do know is that no one should go into those bathrooms alone. That applies to everyone. He looked at the second Vera as he said it. It doesn't really apply to me, she said. That might be my only way home. Fair, but be careful. Whatever is happening out there, it may be unpredictable. It may be dangerous. I know, but what choice do I have? She went. The rest of us watched the archway. The lounge screen cast slow color over the furniture and the walls. Blues, greens, slow amber. I thought about the rest stop as a capsule, a tiny pressurized point moving on whatever trajectory hyperspace imposed. and something that should not be here also moving with it. The panels promised connection to a familiar network. Whatever was outside them didn't belong to any network I knew. From the women's bathroom, a scream, cut short. Marcus went first. I was right behind him. The second Vera was on the floor. No visible injuries. No pulse that Marcus could find. He started compressions. He sent me for the medical kit. We used everything. Inhalants, topical stimulants, anything that could be applied without injection, because we didn't know if she'd been poisoned and didn't know the interaction risk. Nothing worked. Vera's face against her own face was wrong in a way that made me feel like I was watching water reflect something that wasn't above it. "Can the stasis units help?" the first Vera asked, eyes red. "Not without network connection. We'd need Earthside equipment active to initiate the stasis field." Marcus sat back. "We can move her closer to the units, so we're ready when the link restores." "What about that thing? If it comes back..." "You're right. Better to keep her with us." We carried the second Vera to the lounge and set her on the couch opposite the archways. The light played across them both, the living one and the still one. And I kept having the same feeling. A person looking at their reflection in something that had its own ideas about what to show. While we were moving her, something moved through the lounge. I saw it at the edge of my vision. Tall, wrong angles, limbs too long, crossing the space very fast. Gone before I could resolve it. Marcus and I looked at each other. "We need to be able to defend ourselves," he said. We dismantled 2 chairs and got 3 solid tubes out of the frames. Vera found a lighter and an aerosol canister in Claire's bag. We kept the screen running because silence in a small enclosed space with things you can't see is worse. But anything with fast motion or sudden bright cuts was too close to what we'd seen. So we switched to something slower. Abstract color patterns and ambient sound. And then Vera sat up straight. She moved. The second Vera was no longer on the couch. We had been facing the archways. Neither of us had looked away. Vera crossed the room and was almost at the hallway when the other one came through it and stopped, staring at the first, and snarled. The first Vera stumbled backward. The second crossed the room in a way that didn't match how she'd walked before and disappeared through the bathroom hallway. The first Vera was shaking. She grabbed a chair frame and held it out in front of her. "You were with her," she said, pointing at Marcus. "When we went for the kit. You were alone with her. You could have, or something could have..." "Vera, don't come near me. You stood in that hallway for half an hour and we couldn't see you. And after Claire disappeared, you changed. The way you're talking, the things you're saying. Something is different." "Vera, I'm the same." She swung. The tube connected with the side of his head. Marcus dropped. Vera backed against the wall, chest heaving, tube still raised. I checked his pulse. Looked at her. "Vera, his pulse is gone." She slid down to the floor, still gripping the tube. "He's dead?" Her voice had gone small and strange. I only wanted him not to touch me. His pulse is gone?" "I don't know. Our medicine can do a lot. If we get him to a facility..." "I didn't want to hurt him. He was reaching for me and I panicked." She was trembling, eyes wet. "He'll be all right? They can bring people back from this?" "I think so, yes." I moved Marcus to the couch. Vera stayed in her corner, watching the archways. I thought about the question I hadn't asked her. When she'd gone to the bathroom, when Marcus was standing in the hallway, had she really been unharmed? Had the thing that came back out been her, or something wearing her? I'd been alone with the version that returned. And she was right that Marcus had changed, or seemed to, after Claire vanished. Or maybe none of us were reading anything correctly anymore. Maybe that was the point. I'd been sitting with my back to the lounge archway for maybe 20 minutes when a sound came from the bathroom hallway. Slow, uneven footsteps. I stood. Vera stood. It was Vera, the second one, or what had been the second one. She was moving wrong, hunched, her head turning in small arcs as if tracking something by sound rather than sight. Vera raised the aerosol and lighter. The thing that wore her face oriented on me and began to cross the room. I backed up, creating distance between myself and Vera, watching for an angle. The thing tracked me, which gave Vera the opening. It lunged for me as I got clear of her line. She fired. The jet caught the figure mid-stride. It went down hard, convulsed, and went still. Vera used it twice more. The figure didn't move again. Silence. Just the ambient sound from the screen and the faint hum of the ventilation cycling floral scent through the room. Vera didn't move from where she stood. After a long time, she said, very quietly, "What was it?" "I don't know." Was there ever a real second me? Or was it always that? "I don't know. I think there was. I think something happened to her inside." I keep thinking about what she was. Imagine stepping out of a bathroom stall and everything looks exactly the same. The same light, the same music, the same floor pattern, and you don't know yet that you're not you anymore. That whatever is happening to you has already started. Her eyes were bright and dry. I hope Claire ended up somewhere normal, somewhere with people who helped her. And Marcus. She looked at the couch. They'll be able to fix what I did, won't they? Yes. And the thing out there, whatever kept the rest stop from connecting, is it alive? Does it want something? Maybe it copied me because it needed eyes, ears, and once it had them, it wanted more. She stopped. I'm just guessing. I don't know anything. Neither do I said. The unknown isn't always dangerous. Sometimes it is, though. Sometimes it is. The chime was clean and pleasant. A woman's recorded voice. Transit network connection restored. Thank you for your patience. We apologize for any inconvenience. Vera looked at me. Then she was the first one through the panel. I was a step behind her. Back into the familiar world. Clear colors, sharp sound, everything where it was supposed to be.